That father was not a great man. His name was never called at ceremonies. He never stood on a stage. He was never in the spotlight. But without realizing it, his child's entire future was built on his sacrifice. Every day he woke up before dawn. When the sky was still dark and the air was cold, he would get ready in the simplest way, wash his face, roll up his faded sleeves and grab his small bag. He was just a day laborer, working from one place to another, taking whatever job he could, as long as it was honest. Sometimes carrying bags of cement, sometimes lifting heavy wood, sometimes cleaning construction leftovers. His hands were rough, marked with tiny scars that had become part of him. He wasn't good with words. He didn't give long speeches like fathers in movies. He only knew one thing: work. And from that work, he held on to one greatest hope in his life: his child. His child grew up. Back then, the boy used to run toward him whenever he came home. Even if the father only brought cheap bread or a small toy from the market, the boy would hug him like he was holding the whole world. But time changed everything. When the boy became a teenager, he started seeing the world differently. He started comparing. At school, he watched other fathers arrive in shiny cars, wearing crisp shirts, some even in suits. They waited confidently, talked to teachers, laughed loudly. And his father came on an old motorcycle. Sometimes the exhaust was loud. Sometimes the engine coughed like it was about to die. He always waited outside the gate, never stepping in, never speaking much, just sitting quietly, in dusty work clothes. The boy began to feel ashamed. One afternoon, as his father waited like always, the boy walked up with an awkward face. He looked down, his voice low, almost trembling. "Dad, you don't have to pick me up anymore." The father looked at him for a moment. Then he smiled. He didn't ask why. He didn't argue. He didn't complain. He simply nodded. The boy walked away without looking back, and his father started his old motorcycle and went home with a smile he forced to stay. That night the father worked overtime. From that day on, the father began doing things no one knew about. He worked longer, took extra jobs, didn't complain. Sometimes he came home late at night, his body covered in sweat and dust. He started saving money, not big savings, just small coins, little bills carefully set aside. He kept it inside an old brown envelope with a handwritten label: school fees. If anyone asked, the father only gave a quiet smile, because he never wanted praise. He only wanted his child to go farther than he ever could. Until one day, when the money still wasn't enough, he made the hardest decision. That old motorcycle, the one that had carried him through years of work, the one that used to bring his child home when he was small. He sold it. No stories, no drama, no tears shown to the world. Just a set of keys changing hands, and an emptiness deep inside his chest. In his heart he whispered, "As long as my child can walk farther than me, I'm already enough." Time passed. The boy became more serious about studying. Not because he was forced, not because he wanted to show off. Somewhere along the way, he felt like there was something he needed to prove, something he needed to make right. Then graduation day arrived. The school hall was filled with people, bright stage lights, applause like waves. The boy's name was called as one of the top students. He stepped onto the stage and received his certificate. Everyone smiled proudly, but from the stage, his eyes searched for only one person: his father, and he saw him standing at the very back. His father looked awkward. His hands clapped softly, not as loud as everyone else, as if he was afraid his sound would disturb the moment. He didn't look like the other parents. His shirt was worn out, still showing traces of hard work. His body looked thinner than the boy remembered. And when the father took a small step forward, the boy noticed something. His father's shoes, they were torn. The side was ripped open, showing his toes, almost slipping out. The boy swallowed hard. His chest tightened. That was the moment he finally understood. The success he held today wasn't just his own effort. It was built from his father's silence, from sweat no one counted, from sacrifices no one ever saw. The boy stepped down from the stage before the ceremony even ended. He rushed to his father, tears already forming in his eyes. Then he hugged him tightly as he could. His voice broke. like something he had been holding in for years, finally collapsed. "Dad, I'm sorry." He lifted his face, looked at his father, who still wore that quiet smile, but with eyes full of tears. "I didn't realize. You are the reason I'm standing here today." The father didn't answer. He only gently patted the boy's head, a simple touch. That felt like home. That day, the boy learned the truth. His father might not have a degree, no title, no position, no stage, but his father had something far greater, a heart that never gave up. And behind that ordinary-looking man was a hero who had been building someone else's future in silence. A hero without a cape, no superpowers, just one strength that's hardest to carry, the courage to keep fighting, even when no one understands.